Y'all see what it is? Attitude Era Podcast. For the first time, I'm getting a Wi-Fi signal logo on my thing. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all see what it is. You know what I'm saying? I have your favorite wrestlers, celebrity, Mr. Paparazzi himself, Gamage, the guy who can do an interview with, man, he's got the last one with Sid. And I know you've seen them pictures. He's Mr. Celebrity, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Celebrity. And y'all know who I am, you know what I'm saying? King HP, Undisputed Podcast Champion of the world with an infinity gauntlet in my background. Slide this camera this way. There we go. Get that out of here. Uh hey man, Smackdown, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about the goods, the bads like that. You know, if you do have a score though, I'm interested to know what you did score. Uh but I'm interested in a few things for a few reasons. Let me ask you first, brother. How was your week?
As long as I'm moving, making money, the week is beautiful.
Hmm. I like that. As long as I'm making money. Dang.
Yeah. How about you, man?
Well, hey, I've had a good week. You know what I'm saying? I think that my week has been excellent. Uh, I don't know if you've seen in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? There's you seen it's on its way. You know what I'm saying? So I can officially change my name. You know what I'm saying? AMGHP. I think that's an official title. You know what I'm saying? Because you might see me in your city, and if you see me in your city, you gonna know it's me. You're gonna know it's me. Uh, but yeah, I've had a great week, man. Great week. School getting ready to start back up for your boy. We're gonna turn these phone ringings down so we can talk about this SmackDown. A lot of moving parts. Crown Jewel signing. Not sure why they did it. Well, I am, and we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What up, Vinny? We had a setup for next week. We had the US title challenge again. We're gonna get into that. The Vision picking up their biggest win. You see the headline of this show. You know what I'm saying? Cody and Randy have a vision problem. So we going to Superstar Gamage is definitely in the building. Uh we're gonna talk about that. And yeah, a couple little things, you know what I'm saying? Javon Evans getting bouncy, Ray Phoenix in the building. Salute to them going to get Los Garzas. You know what I'm saying? Great day for wrestling on SmackDown. I don't have the show ranked very high, but I like my spots, and the spots I liked them. I liked them a lot. I liked them a lot. So we're gonna talk about it. Any thoughts overall on SmackDown before we jump into it? And we'll probably jump in at the end.
I mean, for what they gave us, I thought it was decent at best for what they gave us. Hopefully they could pick up
Okay.
steam going into Crown Jewel.
I think they will. NXT Star Showdown. Yo, we gonna talk about this tonight, goddamn it. We gonna have to talk about that goddamn gauntlet. We gonna talk about this tonight. I got the coffee, I got the waters, I got the distilled water, I got my sippable. We are going to talk about it. Tonight, the main event, Cody Rhodes and Vern Vito salute. Good matches at a high level. I would agree. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton taking on Braun. I don't want to call them the Vision. Are we calling them the Vision when it's just the two of them, or
I mean, I
is
say
it
Vision when everybody there. I call them the Braun Brawns when
the
it's a tag team.
Braun?
Personally,
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go with the Bronze. And yo, I already said the cat out the bag a little bit ago. The Bronze pick up the win. You know what I'm saying? They picked up the win. They're looking strong week after week after week. And Vern Vader, we're gonna come back to that comment. Good matches at an all-time high. We're gonna come back to that. Uh what I wanted to say is I feel like I don't know who Roman Reigns' opponent is going to be. It might be Braun Breaker, to be honest. It just makes sense. I'm not a big fan of that one, but I thought we should have got that a lot many months ago. However, I don't think Braun was ready. Braun Breaker was ready. when he first speared Roman and he revealed himself to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was ready, but I think that was a good time. You could have kind of pulled the trigger and it wouldn't have been mad. Maybe, I don't know. But I'll say this. Cody and Randy are like there's always a moment where you're gonna catch Randy staring at that title. Is the WWE gonna pull the trigger on another Randy Orton title run? What do you think? Can you see this coming? Do you want it to happen? Are those two different questions? The floor is the floor is yours.
So I mentioned prior when it was Cody and Drew, I was open to being for it to be Drew to have taken the butt off Cody. The only way I thought it would have made sense is if the plan was for Randy to feud with Cody and you have Randy take it. So with
Mm.
that said, since now Drew seems to be out of the picture, it's Cody and Randy, not necessarily feuding as of the moment. I do think Randy would make sense, and I don't think
I
anybody
like
would complain.
no,
I don't
no,
think
no, no,
so.
no. I
But
don't think so either.
it's really on WWE because, like we discovered last week, Cody wanted to put Drew over. Him and Drew pitched the idea to put Drew over at WrestlePalooza. They said no.
You're right. To put, I forgot that they did have this conversation and that leaked out. Um, I think if you're gonna say that you guys wanted Drew to go over, WWE said no. That means they thought about it, they processed it, they came to a decision, right? That means Cody's reign, WWE or Cody himself, and maybe some others around him, have thought that let's wrap this one up. Let's wrap the two-time up. Three-time might be down the road, maybe at WrestleMania, maybe next SummerSlam, maybe whenever. But this second title run, let's get this belt on somebody else. And I would agree. I would wholeheartedly agree. I thought Drew would have been a good pull because WrestlePalooza was the first of its kind for WWE with the new ESPN deal. You had the eyes. I don't know if they knew ESPN was gonna rate it, but it would have been a great way to end it. Your PLE with a big surprise. Boom. Even if they would have had to reverse the decision because of something that was, some illegal content, there was a big debacle. The referee's decision is final. Something.
Well, the original idea they pitched was Drew would have gone it off Cody due to Orton interfering. How and the interference would have cost Cody the match. How they would have worked it, don't know. But that was the original plan they wanted to go with, and they rejected it because Cody did say he was willing to drop it and then chase for it after I guess he had some side quest stuff and then go back to the chase.
I like how you said
I
he
think
got.
everyone would have been fine with that.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. And why I say that going into this because we're going to Crown Jewel. His title's not up for grabs, which will bring you to the October time frame. I mean, the November time frame, which is War Games, which is Survivor Series. If they decide to do War Games, this Survivor Series, I don't know. I don't care. But that's still one of their big four PLEs, right? You got Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, big four. So it could be that time where we see Cody lose that belt, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be okay. He rocked it from SummerSlam to uh Survivor Series. I'm okay with that. Go to bed. I'm okay with that. We're gonna sneak that one in there. I'm sorry. I should have muted my mic. I can hear them. So what I do think though, when I watch Cody and Randy's kind of looking at that title, um, maybe we get the setup. Maybe they can pull the trigger on this at Crown Jewel, where Randy comes out to try to help him because of the vision problem. Because tonight we saw how Braun got the win with help from Seth Rollins, right? He curb stomps, not curb stomps, he whatever, right? He curb stomps, yeah.
Yeah, no, you were right.
Curb stomp. Yeah, he curb stomped Randy Orton. So I could see the retaliation, me wanting to help, and then bam, you cost him the match. Doesn't lose his title. The world heavyweight champion is now the guy, which they sorely need. because they spent its inception trying to build it, but then the other champion, which was Roman at the time, slandering it. So that didn't help. Uh, I do think Randy is the guy. I just think when you get to War Games Survivor Series, there's a chance we don't get a world title match depending on how they build their War Games match. Or what would be really dope is the title is on the line for Cody. If Cody were to lead a team against Seth's team, right? The titles were on the line, meaning this: whoever pins Seth Rollins or whoever eliminates the last man on Seth's team becomes the champion. Period. No matter who it is, and vice versa. So the whole team. So Cody can't lose his belt to his team. But any of y'all could win this belt if we beat his team. Who's it gonna be? And that means somebody's gonna lose their title. I would be very okay with that because that hasn't been done. It's a thing to try out. They had a similar match between Diesel HBK, world title IC champ, taking on Yoko Owen, British Bulldog subbed in, and they were tag champs. And whoever pinned whoever was gonna be how they lost their belts. So if Diesel got pinned by British Bulldog that night, British Bulldog's your new world champ. If Sean got pinned by Yoko, he's your new IC champ. If Diesel or Sean pin one of them, they're the new tag champs. Simple. No matter what happens, somebody's gonna become uh, a new champion. And I would like to see that with Seth and Cody. And if you're looking to take the belt off Cody, put whomever on that side. Um, they've done a similar match with Survivor Series. Don't quote me on the year, y'all. I want to say it's 97, maybe 90. There's a year where it's one team where it's like Psycho Sid, Shawn Michaels, like Ahmed. Like it's a weird bunch versus like heels and baby faces. You know what I mean? And they purposely did it that way just to make it like you can't trust your own team, and you gotta go fight these people. Mackenzie Johnson, salute, brother. I definitely would love to see it. Thank you. I do think it's a very intriguing idea. Yep, more interseated sided match stipulations foreseen. Take that belt off Cody. Take it off Cody. He's a two-time champion. The chase is money for Cody. It's good. And what do you call them, side quest? I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all whatsoever. Uh, any thoughts on Seth Rollins? So the match ends. Paul Heyman told him, "Don't do it. Don't do it." And what he went and go do? He went, tried to curb stomp Cody, and ended up eating Crossroads for his trouble. Is Seth looking too weak here?
I don't think he looks weak. I just think it makes him look um what's the word I want to use? I want to say not confident or conflicted. Like you can
Mm.
tell after that, like Heyman said, Cody's in his head.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, Cody's in there. So what
Hey,
up?
yo,
What up?
see
What up?
now,
What up?
now I gotta say pause because you walked in on the wrong time.
Hey, you the
Most
one
love,
say you couldn't make love the other night, not me.
most love, most hated.
I know not
But
what
yeah,
you
so
speak of, man.
That typo Gamaj had in the group chat.
I,
I can't make.
I definitely, I definitely think it. With Seth Rollins, right? I don't think he looked weak at all. I do think that you're painting the picture that he can't do it. He's psyching himself out. I need Seth to win because one, Cody brought up the number. You're 3-0, or I'm 3-0 against you, right? So you never beat me. I think you got to get him this win, and by making Seth look this way, where he's not the typical "I got the advantage" mentally. I am one step ahead. He's actually like 2 steps behind Cody. I think it's a good angle for him.
No,
I think
he's
it's a good
he's
angle.
he's he's winning it because this. I mean, this is usually their go-to when they mention a streak and they kind of gaslight put that particular wrestler, and then the opposition being on the B side technically. Because right now Cody looks like he's on the A side, like he's the
Oh,
alpha.
facts for sure,
So
for
that's
sure.
like a big red flag that Cody's not winning it. And they're honestly they're doing that with Tiffany and Stephanie. They've been gassing up Tiffany being undefeated since she's been champion.
That's another point.
But
We
we
could
could talk about
slide into
that
that.
later.
We could definitely slide. Archie, you got any thoughts on the main event? Braun, Cody, and Mr. Orton.
It's about tonight. I ain't
Is he
see it.
frozen or not frozen? Wait, what?
I didn't see nothing
All right, we're moving on. So
because
you bring up you.
it's not on the USA app no more.
The USA app is gone. Like at
That's
least if
what
you
I'm
have the
saying.
TV
Like,
app.
it's, they making it harder to watch this stuff, bro.
Heads up, I had to get YouTube TV.
Okay. Yeah, and I had to watch it
Right,
on. I was watching it on cable, so
I
Oh,
got
okay.
YouTube TV. The only benefit to that is I also now able to watch NXT. However,
YouTube
for the
TV is
price,
fire. It just costs a lot.
that's where I was about to go. The downside, what I
It
mean, is it's
costs.
like 50 something dollars a month, and I'm only doing it to really watch one show. I'm gonna get the other one. That's a plus. But for 50 something dollars, and then you got to pay for.
I got it. I had it a few years back. It was great for football and great for NASCAR races, but that's seasonal because when that's not in season. But yeah, the USA app is going. I was like, bro, I don't think they want you to watch their
Wait,
program.
come out. The USA app is gone.
yeah, it's gone. I just found this out today because I try to use it because normally that's what I use to watch
I got it on my. Well, at
SmackDown.
least I have it on my
No,
phone. Let me
yeah,
see.
but if you try to use it, it's gonna be like at least on your TV. This app
Uh-huh.
has no longer been of use since September
Mm.
30th. I got
Yeah,
a
bro.
That
message
makes
like that.
sense. Cause so you remember, yeah, I do have it on my phone. We're gonna click into it. I was like, yo, I hate this because I got the app only for them to tell you can't watch the live show.
Bro,
You can only
they
watch
make
the
it
previous
hard to
weeks.
watch the programming. That's why I didn't see nothing tonight. I went to pop it on and they like, So then, I go to Reddit. Because Reddit, they have things on there. Most of the posts I saw about that, it said this post has been removed by WWE moderators.
Oh man,
So,
So
all right,
I
there
didn't
you
see
have
it.
it. I mean, it's not logging me in. This is authorization error.
yeah, that's what I'm
So I don't know.
saying.
I don't know.
That
That's
the
interesting.
it's clip for that app, bro.
I don't know,
Interesting.
bro. I don't know what they're trying to do. Because if you're going to at least take it away, give me another option. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to YouTube. That got nothing to do with WWE, and they have all this different programming.
Right. Only thing I said, like I said, is the plus. I can now watch NXT because remember that was one of the reasons I was like, look, I'm not paying for another app, and I end up having to do it because I'm like, I'm
If
2 shows down now.
if YouTube TV wasn't so expensive, I would definitely recommend it to any because you can watch literally anything and everything on there, right? But it's just
Damn
costs
near.
a lot. For you to watch 2 shows is definitely priced too much.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
I'm
I'm not
finding
gonna
out in
be
real
big in.
time that was even the main event because I wasn't on social media or nothing. So I'm just here to find out from y'all.
Moving right along from these
Yeah.
streaming situations.
One thing I wanted to add.
No,
One
Meth
thing I
Streams
wanted
is
to.
done, Vinny.
One thing I wanted to add about the main event. Now that the Browns got their biggest win so far,
Oh yeah, go ahead, go
if
ahead.
if they do not get a title shot for the tag belts like on Raw, like next show, I'm gonna have a problem.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
right? Because they do have two sets of champions. And with the Braun coming on SmackDown tonight, you beat Cody is actually a SmackDown guy. He is a SmackDown guy. Randy Orton actually is a SmackDown guy, right? So these guys beat your top SmackDown guys, right? And you got two champions over there, the Wyatts. They're holding them titles. I wouldn't say hostage because next week they got the Street Profits, but they're not adamantly defending. Same thing on Raw, Judgment Day. They're not adamantly defending. Who would you rather see them go against, or do
That
they need to unify both sets?
I would prefer if they unified the belts. That's just me. That's just me. But because they're Raw, they're on the Raw side. They have to get the belts off Finn and JD. They only defended it one time. At least the Wyatt Six have defended it more than once. At least.
I think
Twice.
this is their second or third.
Look, twice is better than one.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm
Two
just
is better than
saying.
one. I'm
I
not.
ain't saying their run is phenomenal. No pun intended. But
I like what you did there, good brother. Um, I would like them to start with the Raw titles. Judgment Day is cooked. Without Liv Morgan, Dom is holding it down. However, Dom could just roll out with the ladies and be great.
oh no,
Dom could roll out with them women and be forced to be reckoned with. But I would like to see them go against the Raw titles because one, Raw needs a lot of help. Those guys are attributed to the Raw show, Braun and Braun. So that's their natural habitat. I don't know what they were doing on SmackDown this week, to be honest. Like when I'm thinking about it, like how did we end up transferring the Vision over?
it's not even
Seth
that.
Rollins isn't.
It's not even that they transferred over. It's just because they're part of Seth's team and faction. They're just gonna be there to like distract Cody or weaken him going into Crown Jewel.
You're
That's
right.
all
That
this
makes
is.
sense. That you're right because
Because
Seth,
yeah,
the whole Vision is Raw. They're all naturally booked to the Raw show.
and you know what? Even after Crown Jewel, we're still gonna get mixed matches from them going into Survivor Series. And this is if we get like Cody and the Vision traditional 5v5. They're gonna keep doing this until end of November.
Ooh. They got Becky Lynch in their stable. Cool. I would like to see it. I just don't know who their other two would be if they make honorary Vision people, whatever. But yeah, I think when I look at what I see with Braun tonight, they look strong every week. Even when they lose, even like when they're not on their P's and Q's, right? They lost at SummerSlam. Did they look weak? No, because they faced Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. You beat Cody and Randy, which is a better team on paper than Roman and Jey Uso. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They will never do the Vision versus MFT. Right now, MFT is in shambles. MFT is in shambles. And I'll leave it there because
Yeah. And I couldn't tell from the promo if they were teasing another person or not. I couldn't tell.
yeah, I'll leave that there. But if I do say so myself, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed are seeming to become the. Even though Seth came out tonight, blah blah blah. There was no sign of Becky, which is good. It's the original kind of Vision, right? I do think there's going to be a divide in the coming months going towards WrestleMania. I just don't think that stable can stay together consistently because too many stars. Becky Lynch is a star that doesn't need Paul Heyman and doesn't need Seth Rollins. She doesn't need to rely on her husband. Seth, the same thing. He doesn't need Paul. But however, Paul Heyman enhances who he's with. I don't think he's going to enhance Seth Rollins.
You
I,
you can't enhance Seth Rollins. He's already an elite.
I mean, let me make something clear. Brock Heyman was elite, but
Who?
Brock. I mean, what did I say?
You said Brock
Don't say that
Heyman.
again. Don't. Damn. I just caught that. I was like, "Wow, what do you mean who?" And then I thought about it. I was like, "Damn, Brock
Brock
Heyman is
Heyman is
wild."
crazy. I said that from the beginning, though. If y'all remember, I was like, I didn't know how that would work with Heyman and Rollins because Rollins can talk. Rollins is pretty much a made man. The only thing that could elevate Seth Rollins is if he went like dark and stopped dressing weird. Other than that, I don't think he's peak, but he's pretty much gonna do. I mean, there's no more character development. I don't think.
Right. And that's why I feel like
Yeah, right.
Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Heyman, there's better chemistry there. And I think it's because they need Heyman more.
No, 100%. I think for Brock was plain Jane. Brock was a world champion on multiple occasions, headline WrestleMania and all, with before he ever was matched with Paul Heyman, right? Roman Reigns too, but the character was dry. Seth Rollins hasn't really ever been a dry character. He's always been in the mix. He's always been the little sneak. He's always been that little sneaky, shitty piece of asshole. You know, pause. He's always been this crafty, sneaky individual, and that's his character, man. That's his character. Even when he turns babyface, it's still he's out thinking. He's a step ahead. He's got it. He gets wins. He's a fighter. He becomes like a Shawn Michaels esque character. And when he's a heel, he's like Eddie
He's just a little
Guerrero
too
mixed with.
goofy for me, man. You gotta call the goofy shit out, man. Because he like I said, there's no character development, but you can't tell me what his character is.
What do you mean? I think you can. I think you pinpoint it right to you know what I'm saying. He's sneaky. He's always a step ahead. His and it's been like that since he left the Shield.
Now, if you
He's
ask me
always
his character, he's been, and you may disagree with this, he's been like the Joker for WWE.
a similar kind of
Interesting how
character,
that
I would
worked for
say.
him in TNA.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's their big one of their. I mean, pause. He's top five in WWE. Cody, Roman, him, Cena, Brock. That's a lock. Or you might be able to swap one person or two out with Randy or something, but he's locked in there. He ain't going nowhere. I mean, shit. AJ Styles. You ever see him fight for the Intercontinental Championship recently? Nope. That's when you know you're going downhill. And I don't want to say that like it's negative because you know how I feel about mid-tier titles. But when you've been the main event headliner guy and now you're fighting for screen time, that's hey man, you're we want you to give people the rub, but your rubs don't work. It's not working. It's not giving the people the rub when there's no good storyline to put someone over. Stuff like that. So I don't think he's in that category at all.
Was
I think he's
SmackDown
in a
better
great
than
place.
Raw?
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna heart. We're just gonna kind of cover. We'll talk about if it's bad, but I do think it was better than Raw.
All
I
right.
do think it was better than Raw. I'll put that out straight up. However, I think it was because of their highlights. But let's keep moving with the show. Stephanie Vicure, right? She had the signing tonight. Since we're talking about Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
she's got Tiffany Stratton. Julia interferes. No pop. Very silent. Was that the right move? Was that the right thing to do? Because it seemed like the only reason you had the signing was to bring out Julia and to show that you're going to have a tag match next week with your two world champions. You know what I mean? On the same side. Was it the right move
Mm.
or to? Because there ain't no Seth Rollins Cody Rhodes contract signing.
I think contract signings have been overdone and are overplayed for a long time. I just feel like if the way I've always viewed it is if you've already made it official and you're promoting it, we already know what's happening. Why are you doing a whole contract signing or not even at least say a face off so that fine they can have a battle promo, they'll like tussle or whatever during, but a whole contract signing for what? We know
It
it's
used to
happening.
be a big deal though. Back in the day, contract signings was I'm tuning in just for the contract signing. But when they do things to that, they lose their value and they lose their pop. Who debuted first in NXT, Julia or Stephanie?
Julia.
Julia did.
And then Stephanie
Julia.
was like
Right
immediately
after.
after. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
gonna always be their thing. Like they're gonna be connected like that for their probably careers. Cause like you said tonight, I didn't see it, but Stephanie popped up, Julia popped up. NXT Julia Stephanie literally stepped on Julia's arrival. How quick they brung her in. So
Funny you say that, right? So tonight, Julia is the U.S. champion. And I would think she would be calling out the Intercontinental Women's Champion. Since it just makes sense. It just makes sense, right? Your champion, Crown Jewel could be a whole themed, and then going into Survivor Series, it could be like, yo, we need a team, mixed emotions based on who won and lost the Crown Jewel leads to Survivor Series teams and blah blah blah. Um, but when you say that they're linked, there was no real reason for Julia to come out. Her and Tiffany, they signed a contract signing, and I think contract signings are misappropriated. Earlier this year, Jimmy Uso wins the Royal Rumble. Jimmy Uso, I'm my mind's all over this. Jay Uso wins the Royal Rumble. Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. And the women's side, they were doing a contract signing for Bianca, who won the Elimination Chamber, but not the men's. Why are you keep doing this with the women? Like your word isn't good enough. You win the Elimination Chamber, you get the shot. And then what happened? Rhea interjects, signs the contract. But on the men's side, same thing, no contract signing. Here we are again, Crown Jewel. These contract signings aren't important if, like you said, it's already been marketed. We knew we were getting this, and you're not doing it on the men's side. If you're gonna do it on both, do it on both. Make it a big thing. The Vision comes out, they knock out Cody, blah 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 blah. Randy Orton saves the day. Mix the match, Cody and Randy taking on the Vision. Right? It would have made sense.
where's Julia from?
Ja- Ja-
Guatemala, no,
no, Japan. I think she's
right.
Japanese.
So you got international stars. I think the WWE is really not focused really on the US. They're really trying to capture the worldwide audience. How do you do that? You pop a Julie on the screen and a Stephanie Vacure. That's international. So
Funny you say that. And Vinny's right there in the comments with it. They got Kiana James speaking for Julia, right? She's her when Canelo speaks, what I'm saying? I don't
Kiana
know what
James
man.
deserves better already. She's cooked already in the company.
Mm.
I don't like when you have to have someone speak for you. I hate it. I don't mind when you have to speak for you, but you can speak. Paul Bearer did this for the Undertaker for years, but it wasn't because the Taker was incapable of speaking. He could speak. Now we're tired of hearing Mark talk. Kiana James,
That if there was one thing Stephanie did right, she purposely said, "I don't want to go to the main roster yet," because she wanted to work on her English. That was
yes,
honestly, that's what she did right.
yep. She's doing both language promo because tonight, even at the signing, first she'll say it in Spanish or whatever, then she'll say it in English or vice versa. Doesn't bother me. But Julia's not talking, and she's doing like dance,
So actually,
get
so let me ask you this: if Stephanie, let's say, debuted the same time as Julia, and they gave her a manager to be her talker, does that work for Stephanie? Yes or no?
no, no. If you do, you got to give her Paul Heyman because she's a legit star. Julia is too. Kiana, I don't know why they teamed. I don't know who thought of that, but whatever. Or maybe they were like, "Hey, we got to do something with Kiana." All right, whatever. Stephanie Vicure would need the way she's been marketed, right? Merch already go out the door. Uh, Booker T got her over with the Devil's Kiss. They wanted to make sure it had a name. Remember, they didn't know what to call it. They wanted to make sure it had a name. Oh yeah, man! Oh, the horniest move in the WWE, and it's gotten over.
Man, here's
Remember, Charlotte Flair used to do the same move, and no pop, dead
here's
silent.
here's my thing. This all goes back into the laziness of the company, right? Bruh, I've never heard the Ultimo Dragon's voice ever, but I know he could wrestle. La Parka. La Parka never said a word. He got a nickname. He was dancing. He was cool. When they have these international stars, we know they're international. We know English isn't their first language. This is where you give them vignettes. This is where you cut promos and you let that be what speaks for them because they can wrestle. Get them in the ring, they can wrestle, they can go. And I think that's just the lazy part of it, to whereas they're not doing the things that used to work back in the day. Because as digital as this world is, as forward moving as it is, some things from the past still work. Like we said, Bronson Reed cutting his promos in the back, not talking in the ring, just going out wrestling. Beautiful.
Fire.
Yeah. And with
You
us
can do
being in an age of social media, doing promos and vignettes, honestly, shit would get a star more over today than back then.
Bro, WCW had a whole luchador um
Division,
division.
essentially.
I don't know. I didn't know what Hoovertude and Psychosis sounded like because they wrestled. You know what I'm saying? They came out and wrestled. Only ones who was talking was Conan and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, right? Because the only difference is, right, WCW linked into what they had. They linked into the talent, right? You're like, oh man, they can't speak. They don't need to. They're in mask anyway, right? WWE, man, it's real promo heavy. We know this, right? We've talked about this. I do think that would work. However, WWE is not gonna do that. Why? I don't know. Um, I would love to see Julia, uh, Asuka, Kyrie Zane, because that Raw, them starting off and you're giving them 15 minutes to talk, it gets bad.
It's
It gets bad.
it's all in how you
It's-
say it too, because even when Asuka and Io yelling at each other in Japanese, we didn't know what they were saying. Most people didn't know, but the way they were saying it is like, oh,
and it
perfect
feels that,
example. Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl this year. Bad Bunny gets few English songs, more Spanish than not. But when his tracks hit, you don't gotta know what he's saying because it's, you know what I'm saying, you feel it's a vibe.
yeah.
They could just let the people be and lean into it and it'll be fine. Just you just can't give them 15-minute promos. I don't know why the average promo in the WWE seems to be 20 minutes these days. They've extended promo time ridiculous.
I wish they would take a page from NXT's book. NXT packs that show.
Yeah.
You getting 3 minutes, you getting five. You got a match for 12. You're on for 8. You're cooking for 20. You like, damn, how many stars?
See,
Bam,
that's
bam, bam.
production and
Remove.
that's booking, and like I said, it's not. I think it's just a lot of laziness going on to where, hey, this works, whatever. Let's just do it. It's like, bro, 15-minute promos, 20-minute promos is that's a third of your hour.
Yeah. But that's what they like to do. However, I agree. NXT style would be great for some of these people. Vignettes would be really good for some of these people. Um,
Old
and we
WCW style. We cut a little promo right before the match. Play the promo. Nobody got to talk in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's just they want that crowd engagement, and I get it, but it's hard to watch on TV.
well, one thing for certain, next week we're getting Julia and Kiana James taking on Tiffany Stratton, who took a bump from behind from Julia. I don't know why you got the U.S. champ there. She's gonna take L's. Now you got your U.S. champ taking L's that are unnecessary. She doesn't need to be fighting the two world champs with Kiana James. Like it just doesn't make sense. Now, what would be dope? I would love to have seen if they could have somehow did this. The IC champion would have came out. Why are we not fighting Julia? Whatever, and you team your IC champ with your US champ to go against your world heavyweight champ and your WWE champ. Some champion is going to lose, and it's going to be insane because your mid tier is supposed to be your workhorses. So the ones who can really wrestle. So I would have. Anyway, who cares, right? WWE didn't go in that direction. We're getting Kiana James. We're getting Julia, and it's Tiffy times with La Primera next week on SmackDown. I don't know. Yeah, that's that. Question now, since we did a little NXT with Julia talk and Stephanie Vicure, Javon Evans. Javon Evans made a very good name for himself during the U.S. Title Open Challenge, and he was able to get a shot with Ray Phoenix at Los Garzas tonight. Gamage, I know, I know you've seen it, Gamage. Thoughts on the match?
Easily the most. I mean, to me, the best match in the whole show. I think Javon Evans is gonna be this generation's Jeff Hardy if they keep building him right.
He's getting pops.
Yeah,
He's a very fan friendly. When they had that over the top rope spot, one after another, everyone had a very complex move. Javon was just a over the top rope, but the height that he ascertained in doing so was the highlight. You know what I'm saying? You got 360 spins over the top rope. Like, damn, are we coming? Great finish. Oh, back to back with Los Garzas. And here comes Javon. Javon looking, he like, oh, hold up. He said, hey, hold up. I'm gonna follow suit. And man, he's like butter in the ring, bro. He is smooth. And the get bound, yeah, Vinny, the match cooked. This is
and
why
I
when
can't, and I also can't stress this enough for anyone who tries to say Javon isn't polished yet or anything in that regard. That man is 21. Let's keep that in mind. He
They
didn't
gonna
even
mess him
touch
up.
25 yet.
They gonna mess him up.
well, one, I hope not, but
No, they
I
will.
think right now he's in a great space. Uh the matches he's having now, that's 2 weeks straight. The promo he had was with uh Nick Aldis, and it was like, hey man, I know you got things going with well, it's not called Invasion anymore, it's Showdown,
Yeah,
but you know, let's keep in contact because somebody at SmackDown would love to have you and blah 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 blah. And he booked himself right into SmackDown. Are we watching Javon Evans get his call up in real time?
it's possible. And if that is what we're watching, I also want to add this. If while they're hyping up Javon and they mess him up, I have no hope whatsoever for Obafemi.
You shouldn't have that anyway. It's
I'm not
WWE we
saying
talking
I
about.
do, but as I'm watching how they're building up Javon, they haven't dropped the ball on him yet.
Yeah, yeah, they're running
Hopefully,
with it.
and hopefully they don't. But if they mess up with him, they're gonna mess up with Ova.
I think what Javon's issue is going to be is that they're going to try to make him cool, and that's where they're going. That's going to be the misstep. Instead of it just being a natural thing, they're going to try to make it a thing. That's going to be the misstep. And then with Javon, I mean Oba, I don't know if they know how to build that because you had that in Bobby Lashley, not as big, but that dominant force, right? They never knew what to do with Bobby Lashley. Like they didn't know what to do with Bobby. They got Mark Henry right at the end. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they'll learn from that. And I heard Jim Cornette talking about Javon. He said he would like if you never hear Jim Cornette talk high about WWE talent, especially new talent. He said the only problem with Javon is two things he thinks. He needs to gain maybe about 20 more pounds overall on his body. And he said, whatever Javon Evans is doing, other wrestlers need to stop doing. He said, because when he does a Cody cutter better than Cody, Cody needs to stop doing it. He said, whoever flips out of the ring, they need to stop doing it because they're not doing it as well as he is. And it makes it just look crazy. Unfortunately, WWE's not going to do that because it's the land of spamming each other's moves, right?
Yeah,
And I
if
think
that,
Cornette is right.
no,
It's
he's
not
right.
special. It's like this Javon kid could be big, but they got to get it right. So
No,
Well,
I agree.
let's let's
If
let's
that was the
let's
case, Jay would not be doing the spear.
correct. I mean, there's a lot of moves. I'm prettier, right? Everybody doing, and we've talked about this on several occasions with the copy paste. What separates Jacob Fatu is at 330 pounds, he's hopping up to the top rope. But if everyone hops up to the top rope like that, which they got a lot of stars doing from, it's not special anymore. It's not unique. And I said this about Javon. He's small. They announced him at 180 pounds tonight. That's the smallest wrestler in the main roster. The weight that I've heard, that's well over 6 foot tall. Like Javon Evans is very lanky, but what he counters with that is, let's get bouncy. And I don't know if you want to call it the slinky because slinkies are tall, long, and like lanky paws, but like the
You don't think
way
they have that with Montez Ford though?
no, not even close. And the reason why I say that their styles are too different. Their styles are very close. They're very, very athletic. But to get bouncy and blah 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 is not what Montez was marketing himself
Then
with.
Cornette also said if Javon does add weight, that might change his move set. So they gotta be careful with
Now
that too.
yes, now that
Because
could
Montez
happen.
put on a lot of
Very
muscle. Montez got
yes,
like jacked.
yes,
I mean, I do think if let's say if Javon was to be similar to let's say how Finn Balor is, I think he could still do the same move set.
yes. 20 pounds is not a lot if he stays lean the way he is. But if he starts getting to 235, 240, he's not going to keep that moveset. He's going to probably switch it. But that's a lot of weight. But Javon is young. Javon is young. I watched his interaction with Los Garzas tonight with Ray Phoenix. Very playful, very good.
He wrestles like a
Let's
luchador.
yeah, just and they keep putting him in those type of
No,
matches. But
actually,
last week,
no, it's funny you say that because I think when he first started wrestling, like his debut in the Indies, I think he was a
he was a
luchador.
yeah,
Yeah, he
he
was luchador.
yeah. He had a
Sami
mask
Zayn
on and
was
everything,
too.
and those guys like that, because he said, this was his favorite match. I have two tonight, two, and we're gonna get into Sami Zayn, which was the other one. Uh, I just think with Javon, please take it slow. He's got to do NXT Showdown, but they got to look at pushing him up to the main roster, and you got to look at putting these guys in some sort of tier. Maybe make SmackDown a whole different show. Bring over a bunch of luchadors and
Well,
let that be a show.
here's the thing, bro, and I say
I
this
mean,
all the
if you do
time.
that, you turn it into 205 again.
And then eventually it's gonna all merge into one thing again. Here we are talking about division. Everybody's on Raw, but they on SmackDown. It doesn't last.
Yeah,
It never lasts.
yeah, and they've shown that even tonight. Cody's like I had to remind people. Cody is a SmackDown guy.
It
You
never
know, he's just
lasts.
he just over there a lot because again, Netflix that money says, hey, these ratings better not pulls of paper. Hey, you better start bringing some people over quick. Whatever you need to do, and whatever that's the Captain America thing. Whatever it takes, right? So WWE is going to throw things at the wall, see if it sticks. It is what it is. But Javon was a very good highlight tonight. Ray Phoenix was like very good. I almost thought he was Dragon Lee for a moment. Like I was like, is that Dragon? Oh, it's Ray. It's Ray
Last thing
Phoenix.
about Javon, if they do want to put him, they think about being the future. He gotta stop taking such crazy bumps. That dude he takes a lot of damage.
That one he did with Trick Williams where he pushed him.
Unnecessary.
That was
Yeah, he
insane.
takes a lot of damage. So I mean, you're young, but you don't want to have it's one injury could be a reoccurring injury, and you never heal from it.
Yeah.
You're one injury away. Remember Tyson Kidd? I had a
Tegan
nice long
Knox,
conversation
I
with him at
mean,
WrestlePalooza.
that knee never got right. The shiniest wizard never got right. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Triple H, he tore one quad, then tore the other. Like, once injuries start happening, it's not good.
And
You rarely get a Miz who
Like
win his whole
hey,
career without a major
I'll
injury.
the,
say
the,
this to the WWE, if this makes sense, treat him like he could be the next Jeff, not like a current Darby Allen.
Darby do
well,
too
and I
much.
would hope that they could do something with him and Jeff. Jeff's in TNA, and TNA is working hand in hand with NXT. So it would be great to see Jeff say like, "This is the," you know what I'm saying. Jeff could probably give him the rub if you put him in a match with Jeff
Yeah.
Jeff
Hardy.
and
He
Javon
could
will
Jeff
actually probably cook.
that you could
Yeah.
give him the rub right there on
And if Jeff's
NXT, and
in
instead of
TNA, Jeff need to come over and say, "Hey, I've been watching. I see this kid in the back. I want," and that'll
well, he
sell
just did that with
itself.
what's my man's name? With AJ Styles. Starts with an L. Lee. Uh, whatever. Who cares?
But that would
My
sell
point is,
itself, bro. That would sell itself.
Yeah, they can do it because they have the capacity. The contracts are there because TNA and NXT. So hopefully we get a chance to see something like that.
I think that would be a great way for him to have his final NXT match before they officially put him in the roster.
Let Jeff be the guy to say, "Yo,
Yeah.
he."
Bro,
Matter
that'll
of
be a
fact,
way to
Jeff should
get
steal the
Jeff to
move
the
set in
main
the match.
roster. If Javon's on SmackDown, imagine Jeff Hardy music hitting on a SmackDown. And he said, "Yo, I'm here to see what you got." Bro, that'll and that open like a PLE. You sold that already.
100% would. I think we only get it on the NXT version though, because I don't see none of them TNA stars coming except
No.
for when WrestleMania happened with the Randy Orton and
And Joe
you
Hendry.
say his name and he appeared and shit, and then he disappeared right off that
Yeah.
roster, right back
Yeah.
down to TNA. No one spoke his name again on the main roster. So with that being said, yeah, salute to Javon Evans, salute to Los Garzas, man.
That
Eventually, you got to put a belt on them or put them in the running to be considered like a stable tag team that's
WWE
up
don't
there.
care
'Cause
about titles, bro. They don't
no,
care about
Los
titles.
Garzas are a very underappreciated tag team. Very
yeah,
underappreciated.
yeah. So, and who was their third guy? They were part of the La Fantamas Fanta
Oh,
Fan
damn.
Fant.
Legado del
What's my man's
Fantasma.
name?
Oh,
Yeah,
Santos Escobar.
yes. Where the hell he? Yo, my
Oh
man,
no,
gone.
if you check his social media, he's been throwing teases that he might be up out of there.
Yeah, Santos is yeah, he probably done.
He's been throwing teases about it.
He'll be in the Don Callis family on TNA next week. I mean AEW in a few weeks. Andrade went right back.
All right. So Fantana's one of the Legaza, blah 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 blah.
Legado
I
del.
mean, you
They
already
never
had
knew
the
what
L.
to do with those guys neither, man. Cause
You had
Santos and them.
LWO. Merge the shits. Like we don't need all these. I was gonna say something that's gonna be so politically incorrect. It would have dropped our numbers at this moment. But you could have made. You could have made. I'll say it offline. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to
But
say it
there's
at
one way.
all.
There's one way you could have got rid of Fantasmo de las. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that would have been crazy. But yeah, SmackDown was good. But let's go back to the beginning of the show. You got a U.S. title challenge. Well, or actually, before we get to that, Sol Ruka and since we talk about these NXT stars, Sol Ruka and Zarya, they making a name for themselves. Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, they watching. First time I've ever seen this. I'm looking at got two belts on. I'm like, damn, where the fuck? What's that other belt? I'm like, I see the North American joint. What the fuck is the other belt? The
Yeah, like
Speed Championship.
yeah.
Holy shit. It does exist, right? And she wears it on television. I haven't seen anyone else wear it on television this whole time. And we've had main roster people with that belt, we've had NXT people with that belt.
But
But
they
she
took it
double
off
champ,
Twitter.
and
They
they
only showed
mentioned
it on Twitter. Now its speed is done. So the titles are on NXT.
the Booker T mentioned it too. They said, "Yeah, man, she's a double champ." I said, "Oh, okay." So the ceiling for Soruka and the push behind her has got to be high because they wanted just to say she's a double champ so people understand how good she is. Because there's been a lot of people that had that belt and that shit don't get mentioned on TV at all. They ain't even allowed to take it out the car. You know how your parents be like, "Don't bring that in the store." Hey,
I think
leave that
unfortunately
joint
for
at
her,
home.
she's just become a spot. People just want to see the soul snatcher. That's it.
I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. Her whole move set is very athletic, and I think she carries the Javon Evans because during the match they're chanting "This is awesome." So it's not just the Soul Snatcher. I think it's
They
and they put
chant
her up
that
against
anyway,
Chelsea.
bro. They chant that
I
anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
I I
I do think so. Ruka has a move set that identifies her outside of every other woman in that roster. Like she stands out.
very much so, and you see it because they partnered her for one with Zaria, who's a powerhouse, and two, I think the dream match is going to start getting pushed where it's her versus Charlotte. I think that's going to be the thing they're going to start talking about, the past versus the present, the queen versus, like, we saw with Tiffany, but Tiffany's moveset, you have the unprettier, you hop up on the turnbuckle. Man, so
Ruka
Aruka,
more wrestler or more gymnast?
more gymnast. She's a gym. That's her natural, but she's so I watched an interview with Santina Morella today, and he was talking about judo background boxing and stuff like that. And he was like, these make better superstars because they have something that they can fall back on and they can do. And you're seeing specifically he was talking about with combat sports because you see how like impacts affects the other person. So it's easy. It should be easy for you to pick up on how to sell because you know how a punch is supposed to look. You know how certain things are supposed to look. Um, I take that same ideology and apply it to her. She has a move set way outside of everybody else on that roster that's female. Way outside. And it's easy to put her in there with Tiffany, Charlotte Flair, because she's blonde. Boom, boom. I think she's Hispanic, which is
She
funny.
said she black.
However, I don't believe that.
She said her
She's
dad
black
is
for real?
black or her mom is black. Something she said.
That's crazy. So, uh, with that being said, yeah, I just think I think she's very easily marketable, and it's well beyond the Soul Snatcher too, because you might say, yeah, they chant that at matches that usually do cook. I haven't seen a bum ass match and then be like, this is awesome. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I don't know what you've
So,
been watching.
No,
uh,
I mean, granted, people do just say that when a match
well,
is just okay.
well, give me the match that's okay. Two, I think maybe if it is that, then it's because it's cooking in person. But on TV, we're getting the commercials, we're getting like the bullshit, and we're not watching everything the way it's live. But their match is pretty decent. Two, I definitely would like to see Charlotte Flair because that question got asked. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, tag titles versus Zarya. So Aruka, who do you have winning that? And do we get that match soon?
I think we get it soon. I just don't think it'll be on a PLE.
Smackdown the night before PLE makes
Because what?
sense.
Because what's the next PLE after Crown Jewel?
The Survivor Series.
Oh, so we get nothing for like a month?
They're gonna move SmackDown. Well, you got like some NXT shit in there, probably whatever.
But like
But
for main
yeah,
roster, because if that's true, this is going to be the longest break we've gotten this year to another PLE. It's been 2 to 3 weeks each time. Crown Jewel is next week, I believe. Next weekend.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
yeah.
Yep,
So if that's the
8
case,
a.m.
we got a good
I'll be
five
up.
five
I'll be
weeks.
watching it.
We're gonna have a good
You
five
paying
to
for it
six weeks
No,
on
I
for
won't be
ESPN?
watching.
watching it. I'll be asleep. Nah, I ain't paying for that. If you paying for punishment, if you pay to wake up to watch a PLE at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's some other things
Yeah,
I'd
West
rather pay
Coast.
for 4 o'clock in the morning than the PLE.
Yeah, we gonna have to see. Come on, before you get out of here, I know you got to go. We're gonna wrap it up too on this note. Sami Zayn, U.S. title. Aleister Black. Look like Carmelo. We got him and the Miz. They beefing. Carmelo Miz takes him out. What did you think of the Aleister Black match with Sami Zayn? And two, who is taking that title off Sami Zayn?
I think the match did what it was supposed to do. This the U.S. title is still being elevated night after night. It gets defended. Sammy looks strong. Um, Aleister Black looks strong. Oh, one thing Sammy's been doing, and I'm happy he's finally doing this. I've always felt like the Blue Thunder Bomb should have been his finisher rather than the
Yeah,
Haluva kick. I felt like the Haluva kick should have been the signature. Blue Thunder Bomb should have been the finisher. And now he's getting wins doing the Blue Thunder Bomb, and I'm happy that's finally what we're getting. So I did like
it's a
this
better
match.
finisher for him.
It
It's a
is,
better finisher for him. It looks better. It comes after the Haluva kick, so it's like it just rolls, and
and
it's
maybe it's
funny how
me. He gets more of a pop when he does the Blue Thunder Bomb.
yes, because
There's
you
two
know what
people
it
I
does
think
too.
could beat Sammy for that title. One, I wouldn't mind seeing the Miz have a little run with it because I think the Miz could elevate it. Because when the Miz is in his bag, he's great to watch. And I think Kevin Owens popping back up and them doing something again will be solid.
Kevin Owens is a dark horse. If that happens, the crowd's gonna go crazy.
Because that's a feud that can go forever and people be okay with it.
Yeah. See in the chat, I see Vinny Obo. Obo would be good. Have him come up. He starts right off in the championship run. This is my kingdom. Bam.
I'm not mad at
I
Obo.
read some. Yeah, I
Over
read somewhere that they were,
Americano.
I, re- I read somewhere they were looking at pushing Sami Zayn into the world title, and this was just a thing to see if he can kind of fit the mold. And I'll
Nah,
say this:
Sammy's like that. Sammy's
the
like that.
Canadian hobo looks pretty good right now. I don't know if he can do it as the world champion. Where you get the visual, and you're just like, yeah. But match quality wise, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you something I
I
asked
haven't been
you
disappointed with.
before about Sammy. If he went back to his old NXT look, short hair, beard is
Oh, he'd be
lined
great.
up,
He'd be
is he
great.
is he better?
Yes, yes. You can't look like you just took a 6-pack off the street, 2 shots of Jack Daniels, and you just wandered in the ring and was like, "Hey, I got these tights on. Might
And
as well
that's
do
that's
something with
that's
it."
my thing about Seth. His aesthetic. I don't think people take him. We know Seth can wrestle. It's
And
that
that's
Sammy
the
got
aesthetic.
that problem. Think KO. I think Bailey has that problem as well. It's the aesthetic. Like you
I
see
think
him,
that's
you don't take him like So,
yeah.
but
No, you're right. A little look what Brock Lesnar did. Remember he was crew cut? Man, he gave him Paul Heyman, had him grow a ponytail, shave the sides, put that back, and next thing you know, you're like, and grow a beard. And that's it. They changed Roman's look. Big dog Roman was all baby face, grow this beard out, shave it, keep it.
I'm gonna say this. That I
They
know we
just
gotta
talk.
get up out of here talking about looks. Rhea Ripley has leaned out a lot. She's dropped
Yeah,
a lot of weight. You know what that tells me? She's going to be doing movies soon, and probably we're gonna see less and less of Rhea Ripley.
I hope you're dead wrong, but you could be very well,
She's
very right.
super lean, bro. Every time I see her, she's lean, like so.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised considering she is arguably the most over female wrestler in that company.
she take a little Hollywood break.
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, that's kind of like all I have for the show.
And I'm
I
doing
see Seth.
something that I never thought I'd think I said I would do. I'm gonna say it on this podcast. I'm going to go see the Rock's movie. I'm gonna go pay and go sit and see the Smashing
Oh,
Machine.
you talk about the Smashing
I'm gonna
Machine.
go see the Rock play a Puerto Rican, and I'll let y'all know how I feel about it.
All
You
right.
going tonight?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna go, but
Oh,
not
the
no
man's going to
not
the movies.
no. I ain't going nowhere.
Let's put that out loud. I hope I ain't fucked nothing up. Someone gonna text Gamaj, you going where? You told me you was in for the night. Gamaj like, thanks a lot,
Man, Gamage
HB.
don't sleep. Gamage don't see a vampire, man.
Nah, no, because the family they want to see that Demon Slayer movie that came out.
It don't matter what
Yeah,
Gamage tell us, cause he tell
Yeah,
us one
nah,
thing, then he
because
pop up with Cardi B. We never know what Gamage doing. He just be telling us shit. So don't even pay attention to that.
nah, but we are trying to go see that, and it's been breaking records.
Smashing Machine.
No, the
no,
Demon
the
Slayer
Demon
film.
Slayer joint. I just saw an
Oh,
ad
okay.
for it. I don't watch anime,
Oh,
but
Gamage, you need to do the world a favor. Then we'll get up out of here. Since you know everybody, call Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and get them on the phone and squash this beef. If anybody can do it, Gamage can
it's
do it.
you. It's you. It's you.
So that's all I got.
Yeah, man. Decent show. Looking at next week. Make sure to tap in with us. Make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, become a member, become part of the Wednesday Night Wars. When this draft goes down, it's coming up here in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
You want to have your name in green, like Vinny Andrade.
big
Become a member,
things.
subscribe to a tier. You get drafted. Your face will be right up here. We'll be arguing back and forth with different sides, different things that goes to fan votes, et cetera, et cetera. Then we have battles. So if you're into battle rap, you make music. That's a good opportunity because you never know who is watching. We did a battle. I didn't have my best performance, but you know who was in the building for the battle? Saga was in the building. DNA was in the building. Tay Rock was in the building. And all of a sudden, hey, so salute to the members, man. Salute to Vinny.
For real. Vinny damn near
Tricking.
part of the show, man. Vinny damn near part of the show. We'll see y'all. What it is, Monday?
Yes, sir.
Monday doing the main event of Monday Night Raw. Have a good weekend. That is Gamaj, the only man that can put an end to the Nicki and Cardi beef. Make it happen. King HP, aka the undisputed champion of the world. If you see King HP zoom by you on the highway, you ain't tripping. And I am the Archie Carter. This is Azura Podcast. We see y'all later. Peace. Monday Night Raw. Bang. Yeah, yeah.